Hey guys, so welcome back. This will probably be the last time that I film a video in this room. This is my parents' front room and currently working as both my makeshift studio and also office for working from. As of next week, I will have moved to London. So that will then become my new studio, and studio in air quotations because it's not much of a studio. There won't be any kind of acoustic treatment or anything. So this week I thought I'd share with you my top 5 things that I wish I had known before I'd started music production with Ableton. And I know everyone on YouTube loves the top 5, so let's get into it. Number 1 on the list is using the session view in Ableton. I think when I first started, I didn't use it at all. I used the arrangement view. Coming from a background of video production, the timeline kind of style of the arrangement view was just like so natural to me, but I missed out on a lot of the really useful parts of using the session view, and that is kind of being able to jam and audition tracks and sounds together, which you would not necessarily have put together in the arrangement view. I think the arrangement view ends up being quite formulaic, and I think the one thing I found recently with making music is that randomness and kind of creativity come from chance and trying things out, and you don't really get that as much in the arrangement view. So get involved with the session view. In the last month I've been using it, and it has made starting tracks and kind of getting into a groove of creativity so easy. Within 20 minutes or so, I've already got the basics of a really great loop and track going on, and then I kind of just like build elements on top of that until I feel I've got enough to take it into the arrangement view. So the second thing is using loops and presets. It's not cheating, and actually you'll be interested to find that a lot of artists still use the presets in Ableton. So when you're first starting out, don't be afraid to use presets and sample packs, because getting something made is so much more rewarding, and it will definitely give you a drive to learn how to create these things in the future. And if you are worried that because you're using a preset and it's not your own sound, you can still tweak them to make them your own. I know that a lot of artists will go in, they'll pick a sound which sounds similar to the one that they're trying to create, and then they'll go and change stuff. So don't be afraid to use presets and loops. That would be the best way to start. And even now I'm using loops and I'm switching up and changing them and adapting them to fit my track. I'm still using them. So the second one is use the resources that you have available to you. Some really great audio engineers have been paid to make these great sounds, so use them and don't be afraid to use them. It's about how you use them, and the kind of vibe that you're trying to create is the most important thing. So number 2. So the third one, and this is a misconception that I made when I first started, was thinking that the sounds that I was trying to replicate from some of my favourite artists were made solely in the synth. So I was trying to recreate some of the sounds from my favourite tracks, thinking that I had to do it all inside the synth. So I was trying to make analog or operator sound like my favourite artist, but in reality quite a lot of the feel and the tone and the uniqueness of the sound comes from the effects that have been applied to it. So the third one for me is effects make up a big part of your favourite sounds, so get involved and start using them. So number 4, it's going to probably sound a bit cheesy, but don't feel like you need to know everything. When I first started Ableton, I felt like I needed to know everything about a specific effect to use it. When in reality, you can just drop it in, see if it sounds good, mess with the dry wet. If it doesn't sound good, get rid of it and try a new effect. I think that's the best way to learn how Ableton works and all of its features. So number 4 would be, don't feel like you need to know everything. Finally, number 5, and this one I guess is carrying on a little bit from number 4, but it's don't be afraid to experiment. I mean, in my productions, especially recently, some of the best parts of my tracks have come from me experimenting with seeing if these two effects will work together, or just randomly twisting knobs on my synth. That kind of stuff really sparks creativity, and I think being creative and different, experimenting, will really make your track stand out. So I think that's got to be one of the most important things, as cheesy as it sounds and whatever, but don't be afraid to experiment, have fun. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but if it works, it'll make your track sound so much better. And one extra tip, and it's something that I've been trying to work on a lot more, is finish your tracks. if you can try and finish them, do finish them, because it will give you a lot of idea of what you need to be doing to make a good track and to have enough material to make a good track. It's so easy to start a 16-bar loop, and then when you turn it into a full-length song, you end up falling out with it and you put it on the back burner and you never go back to it. So final tip 6 or 5.5, whatever you want to call it, is finish tracks. That's all my tips for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the flip side.